call Biden a criminal. Why is that?
He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught. Read his laptop. And you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time. And you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck.
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 30.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear. Together, we will make America great again.
Welcome in, everyone, to CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and I am happy to be joined by all of you tonight. We got a few things to talk about. We have breaking news. After they completely exposed themselves with the rigged system that every person with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense knows is happening, after they showed their hand earlier today, suddenly Georgia at almost midnight Eastern Standard Time decides, hey, we have to do an indictment of Trump. Holy crap. What a shit show we are witnessing right now before our very eyes. This is crazy. This is insanity. But it's not surprising to anyone with a working brain. No one. Crazy. So I appreciate all of you being here. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of breaking news that's happening right now that I haven't even caught up on everything going on. I was planning on talking about how they put out the fake indictment, which basically proved that they were not actually waiting for anything other. They already had this planned out. It's rigged from the start. It's always been rigged from the start. We know this. This is insanity. I mean, like right now, this is from Benny Johnson. He posted this just like 5 minutes ago. Let's go ahead and just listen. Let's listen in as we unpack all of this nonsense right here. Here we go. Right here. 11:36. 11:36 at night. Every single person up here right now is a pathetic piece of trash.
Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the prosecutors and investigators who have worked diligently on the investigation of criminal attempts to interfere in the administration of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment, charging 19 individuals with violations of Georgia law arising from a criminal conspiracy to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in this state. The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long. Please remember that everyone charged in this bill of indictment is presumed innocent. Specifically, the indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Eastman, Mark Randall Meadows, John Cheeseborough, Jeffrey Clark.
Not Epstein, by the way. No.
Jenna Lynn Ellis, Ray Stallings Smith III, Robert David Cheeley, Michael A. Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Micah Tresher Steele, Stephen Cliffgard Lee, Harrison William Prescott Floyd, Travion C. Cootie, Sydney Catherine Powell, Kathleen Austin Latham, Scott Graham Hall, and Misty Hampton, also known as Emily Misty Hayes. Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act through participation in a criminal enterprise in Fulton County, Georgia, and elsewhere to accomplish the illegal goal of allowing Donald J. Trump to seize the presidential term of office beginning on January 20th, 21. Specifically, the participants in association took various actions in Georgia and elsewhere to block the counting of the votes of the presidential electors who were certified as the winners of Georgia's 2020 general election. As you examine the indictment, you will see acts that are identified as overt acts and those that are identified as predicate acts, sometimes called acts of racketeering activity. Overt acts are not necessarily crimes under Georgia law in isolation, but are alleged to be acts taken in furtherance of the conspiracy. Many occurred in Georgia, and some occurred in other jurisdictions and are included because the grand jury believes they were part of the illegal effort to overturn the results of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. The acts identified as predicate acts or acts of racketeering activity are crimes that are alleged to have been committed in furtherance of the criminal enterprise. Acts acts of racketeering activity are also charged as separate counts in the indictment against those who are alleged to have committed them. All elections in our nation are administered by these states, which are given the responsibility of ensuring a fair process and an accurate counting of the votes.
This is 100% about what? Election interference. I have to believe, and I will continue to believe, and I believe it now more than ever before, I believe that the people behind all of this will ultimately see justice, because what we are witnessing is the most ridiculous witch hunt we have ever seen. Now, there's so much to go over here. And like, this was earlier today, okay? This was earlier today. And this is why this is happening at 11 o'clock at night. All right? This is why. Because this happened. They got caught. And here we go right here. I'm going to go over to Benny's video. Shout out to my boy, Benny Johnson. This is what happened earlier today.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Something very, very dark is going down in Georgia right now. They are indicting Trump without even a grand jury voting on the charges. They already know what they're going to indict Donald Trump for in what seems to be a horrible disaster, oopsie-daisy, from the rigged jury in Donald Trump's case in Georgia. They posted the docket for what Donald Trump was going to be charged for without the grand jury voting, and then they removed it. Then they scrubbed the docket. Jack Posobiec saying, according to Reuters, Fulton County posted charges to their docket before the grand jury had finished voting. This means that the grand jury has been completely tainted. How can they objectively vote on charges that they've already heard the decision that they're going to charge? What the hell is going on? This is Stalin. Trump RICO indictment briefly appears on the Georgia court docket. Huh? This from Zero Hedge. Former President Donald Trump is going to be indicted under the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organization statute, according to a document that was briefly posted on the Georgia court website. There's the document right there. That's not normal. Fulton County just posted the results of the grand jury, but before the grand jury has voted. Wow, that seems deeply and utterly rigged. The story's everywhere.
Oops. And then quickly took the document down.
Oops.
Correspondent Jonathan Seri with the backstory here from Atlanta. So what's going on here, Jonathan?
Yeah, hi there, Martha. Well, among the witnesses is Atlanta journalist George Cheedy. He had walked in on a panel of alternate electors that tried to certify Georgia's election for Donald Trump, even though he had narrowly been defeated by Joe Biden in the 2020 election. Cheedy initially was supposed to testify before this grand jury on Tuesday. However, he posted on social media change of plans. I'm going to court today.
Okay, so they are ramping this thing up because it's a very bad news cycle for the Bidens. You see how this happens? It always happens in synchronicity.
Yes.
With what is happening with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Whenever something turns dark for the Bidens, well, ladies and gentlemen, they got something in the can for Donald Trump. Donald Trump's had to be indicted before a grand jury even decides, according to soon deleted court documents. Yep. Georgia state prosecutors filed a charge against Donald Trump.
So that's the gist of it right there. So again, man, I have to, like, we are seeing Donald Trump at this point in time. He is more popular than he has ever been. He's more popular now than he was in 2016. His popularity is through the roof. His support is through the roof. And stuff like this, I have to believe it's only going to make him even more and more popular. And I feel like they're going to just awake a sleeping giant. He's already the most popular person in this country. He's already the most popular person in this world. So I feel like they're just going to it's going to hit another level of support because people are seeing through all of this. Now, I know a lot of you are fans of Alina Habba, so we can hear from her right now, right here. Here we go.
In light of what's likely to happen.
I don't think you can forget about.
Well, of course, Twitter video.
In light of what's likely to happen.
I don't think you can forget about the tick.
Come on, Twitter video.
That's happening in the courtroom. I think that says it all. The fact that we have people standing by and leaks to the press before I've even seen his indictment, before the indictments even come out, is exactly the problem that we have in this country at this moment. This is exactly what we need to fix in 2024, frankly. We have somebody who questioned the integrity of the election, questioned whether there was any problems with the election, which we've seen come out. There have been problems. And now he's being allegedly criminally charged. And the press is in a courtroom waiting, but his attorneys are sitting on Fox News with no knowledge. This is the problem with America right now. It's a politicization. And Fannie, by the way, on Thursday and Friday, updated her campaign website. Has anybody spoken about that? It's a ploy, it's election interference, and it's political lawfare. And I'm frankly just sick of it. It needs to end. This country cannot take it anymore.
Alina, as you're speaking on our screen, it appears paperwork is being walked from wherever the grand jury was convening and deciding over to the judge in the courtroom, presumably a clerk, into that courtroom, at which point the judge can decide to read it aloud, and our viewers may be able to see it as well. What do you expect, Alina?
I think we know what we expect because they leaked it by accident because some clerk accidentally filed it a few hours ago. There's going to be counts. It's going to be RICO. We all know what it is because we have a leaky AG, prosecutor, and DAs in this country. This is ridiculous. So the cameras are even watching this right now, frankly. I mean, it's unprofessional, it's unethical, and it's un-American.
It is unprecedented. We don't often get behind the scenes camera footage of the process inside a court. It makes it feel like it's almost part of the show.
This is fucking nonsense.
It is part of the show. This is a show. It's a political show. Fannie, I can do TV too. It is not okay what you are doing. This is unacceptable. The fact that we have cameras and press sitting there, but I have not seen the indictment as his general counsel for Save America. I have no indictment yet in front of me. How is that possible, and how is that okay?
When do you expect to see one? Will you find out when the rest of us do?
You know when I'll see it? When the New York Times or you guys send it to me. That's when I'll see it, because that's the way our country is operating these days. It's just a despicable situation. It really is. I have no words at this point. I have no words. This is the fourth indictment in months. It's political. It's election interference. And it is obvious. And if you're not awake yet, I don't really know what it's going to take for you. I really don't.
Again, if you're tuning in, we're watching images of the paperwork from the grand jury moved from one part of the courthouse into the judge. Just went up an elevator, presumably to that room you're seeing in the right-hand corner of your screen. What's the legal strategy here? How do you deal with this and four? I mean, it's historic. It's unprecedented. They're throwing the kitchen sink at their top political opponent right before an election. How do you manage?
I love how their argument is we certainly didn't cheat in 2020. There was no election interference. And their method of proving that is to literally do that very thing against the guy that they said they didn't do it to in the first place. Holy shit. You have to understand, this is all about they think you are stupid. And it applies to all of this stuff. This is why this stuff in the entertainment industry was so important. Because they did this thinking you are dumb. You're not going to understand what we're doing. You're not going to see through the lies and the deception. And it goes all the way up the ladder. This is the politicization of everything has been part of the entertainment world. Movies, video games, comics, all of that was meant to be the groundwork. Can we actually get away with this stuff? Yes, we can. We 100% can get away with it. Well, if we can get away with it all these other places and indoctrinate all of these other fucking people, then hey, we can do it all the way to the top. And you have enough mindless zombies out there that will eat this shit up. Are people going to wake up finally? Maybe? Like, how dumb do you have to be to not see through this? I don't give a shit if you like Trump. I don't give a fuck. Trump's the answer. And every single person on the Republican side will be complicit if they don't stand down and support Trump 100%. That's it. Stand down and support him 100%. And we already know Mike Pence ain't going to do that. Ron DeSantis ain't going to do that. We know that for a fact. We know there's a few of them that will not do it. Chris Christie, he's too busy eating cheeseburgers, so he's certainly not going to do it. It's so frustrating because it's so obvious. And again, if they get away with getting rid of Donald Trump, if they get away with this, we're done. The country's done. It's over. There's nothing left because the rich men north of Richmond will have proven that they can do whatever they want. If they get away with this, then nothing else matters.
All of that.
You manage it with the facts, which is the one thing that these grand juries do not have. The grand juries have select one-sided information, and they're always selected in states that are incredibly blue and incredibly anti-Trump. That is all on purpose. He is leading in the polls, and they are very afraid. And that is it. I've said it time and time again, and we're watching it. I cannot say that what I'm watching right now, as as everyone, all your viewers are watching, this is not America. We're not supposed to see an indictment before the indictment happens. The lawyers, the defendant shouldn't see it, while the press and the...
This is insanity. It's insanity. And I think there's not, I just mentioned it in terms of the title. I think that it's important. I haven't talked about this on this channel much, really, just in passing, kind of, but like I'm gonna play. Carrie Lake tweeted this out, and I this is a perfect one because it's got the lyrics on it and everything. This song hits harder every fucking day.
I've been selling my soul
every day. It hits
working
harder.
all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is.
I've been listening to it nonstop. This guy's amazing.
With an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men. Wish politicians look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Your men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north of rich men. I've been selling my soul working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
That is Oliver Anthony right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure we can get some links to his YouTube channel. So this man has taken the internet and the country and probably the world by storm in just the last week. This song has been #1 everywhere. It has gone mega viral. I have fucking chills, and I've listened to it 100 times, but listening to it with you guys reacting in the chat was fucking beautiful. And I got chills just seeing the reaction from all of you. He then played live yesterday that I tweeted out. And let's see, did Rumble not connect for some reason? Sorry, I guess Rumble never connected. Huh. Yeah. I don't know why we're having issues with Rumble though. I got an error message. Eric K, are we still live on Rumble?
Yeah, Rumble's working.
I'm getting an error message from Rumble. Don't know why.
Well, chat's working.
Okay.
I see a video.
All right, keep me posted. So, all right. So this guy is taking the world by storm. It has been an absolute amazing to watch it happen. He went live yesterday, and he had a massive crowd. And what I want you to hear, I want you to listen to the enthusiasm. Like this song, he just came out with this song, and he was out of nowhere, and then he goes and he has this, this little concert, and all these people show up and listen to the reaction. This is America. This is a sleeping giant that you are about to wake up with all of this bullshit against Trump. You are about to awaken this giant right here. Listen to the people.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, double time hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here, waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Lord, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. The rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Know what you think, know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, because your dollar ain't shit. And it's taxed to know him, cause the rich men know the rich men.
This guy's got to be feeling like $1 million, man. So I'm not going to play the whole thing right there, but if you go to my Twitter account, they start singing along with it. You can feel the energy out there. There's a ton of people out there. This is like a cell phone video from the side, but if you listen to the whole thing, you hear the energy. It's amazing. And that's what I believe that you are going to wake up the middle class. The problem is that the people that the good, honest, hardworking people out there are doing things the right way. They do things the right way. They go to work, they do their job, they raise their family, they pay their bills, they pay their taxes. They're not on welfare. They're not asking for handouts. They do things the right way. And eventually, that group of people is going to be stomped on so fucking much that you're going to deal with people standing up and going, at some point, people are going to go, no, 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 no. We will not continue to allow you to overstep and disrespect us. You will not continue to do it. Right now, you're dealing with a group of people on the left that have no morals. They have no foundation. They will do anything. They will lie. They will steal. They will cheat. They will do anything they can to get ahead. There's no line they won't cross. I'm just telling you, when it comes down to good old-fashioned country people, white, black, whoever, when you fuck with them enough and they've had enough, they're the wrong people to fuck with. And when they want to stand for something, they will not be denied. That is a fact. That is a fucking fact. And it ain't a threat of violence or anything like that. It's a matter of standing up and simply looking into another person's eyes and saying, no. No. End of discussion. And really, that's all you have to say to these freaks anyway. No. I reject you. I reject you. I reject your ideology. I reject your nonsense. No. That's simple. But what they're doing to Trump, man, is we're in unprecedented territory now. And again, he is the front runner for the Republican nomination. He is Joe Biden's top political candidate. Like, look at this. Look at this right here. Now, I haven't heard this. Somebody tagged me in this. Same man who made the Fuck Donald Trump song.
Yeah, but I met him 2 times. Yeah, do black people fuck with him more? It seems like, to me, it seemed like more black guys would mess with Trump because he's...
I don't know if I can play this song.
Like, connected to the culture a little bit.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The black community is not fucking with Trump. You know what I'm saying? But when that PPP shit and all that shit came out, black people forgave him.
Because he helped out?
Yeah. I'm speaking on the motherfuckers in the hood. Shit in the hood. I'm speaking on they behalf. You feel me? Let them tell it. You feel me? This is what they say.
Yeah.
Shit. Why didn't they did nothing for us? That nigga Trump passing out money. We fuck with Trump. I'm like, damn, so y'all back with Trump just like that, huh? Niggas like, hell yeah, niggas passing out money.
So even people in the hood, are looking to support Donald Trump now. Again, man, Wesley Hunt tweeted this out earlier. I love this right here. Not guilty. Y'all got to feel me with this badass picture of him and Trump with the parental advisory explicit lyrics. Holy shit. I love it, man. This is so damn good. Trump's support is about to go through the roof, and it was already through the roof. But his support is about to go through the roof to a point where I don't think they're ready for it. I don't think they're ready for it at all. My goodness, man, what a shit show. And sadly enough, I hate that I'm going to have to do this to you guys, but I'm sure you all saw the... Thank you, Warren Smith, with the $45.47 super chat. What could 45.47 stand for? Huh? Let me see here. You guys know exactly what it stands for, but I'm sure you've all seen... I can't remember her name, so I was trying to pull it up. But I'm sure you've all seen this video, but someone deep faked Joe Biden's face. I think this is C3P meme. This nightmare fuel right here. This is nightmare fuel.
Did you personally want to hear from the former
I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president because I got to swear everybody in. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in. I kind of thought that would be awesome.
Did you personally?
Holy shit. Oh, the chat has gone ballistic. Whoo. I apologize to everyone that was eating. I know that was bad. That was really bad. All right, so Newsmax, I want to hear what Newsmax had to say about this. Right here.
Mark, I'm refreshing like crazy, but I got a loop here. What do you have?
I've texted the indictment to you guys, but let me tell you, again, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, I normally wouldn't read off of Twitter, but their reporters are top-notch on this. Here are the names they say they've seen in the indictment. President Trump, Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, Eastman, Jeffrey Clark, Chesbrough, Jenna Ellis, Sean Still, David Schaefer. Donald Trump and 18 allies indicted in the indictment, and I've sent it to you guys.
Yep. And thank you very much. And let's start.
Well, the question, I guess, is anybody going to flip? I saw Jenna Ellis in there.
Jenna Ellis will 100% flip. Jenna Ellis will flip.
The question, I guess, is anybody going to?
And that's why she's in there, by the way.
Flip. I saw Jenna Ellis in there. I know she and Trump don't get along too well anymore. Mark, your thoughts?
Well, Mark Meadows is interesting because there's been a lot of suspicion and concern in Trump world that he has flipped. He's part of this indictment, according to what I've seen so far. I'm looking at it now. State of Georgia. I'm seeing if there are any other names on here I didn't read to you before.
98 pages long.
Yeah.
And
Jenna Ellis is former attorney for Donald Trump.
You know, going through some of these people, Jeffrey Clark, he was an assistant attorney general, somewhat mid-level. Kenneth Chesbrough, he's the one who wrote the memo, a lawyer in New York who I believe just wrote a memo about possibilities and hypotheticals regarding January 6th and contesting an electoral vote. I'm sorry, Senator, go ahead.
Yeah, the one that sort of jumped out to me was David Schaefer. He was the state chair of the Republican Party in Georgia, which again, I've known David for many, many years and actually talked a lot with him throughout this process. And David was very, very public about just following the rules and staying in line with actually with Governor Kemp in many cases and tracking down everything. But to see him thrown in on this was a little bit of a surprise, and one that you sort of raise as well as is this someone they're trying to squeeze? Because I didn't necessarily see David as sort of part of Trump world.
Defendant Donald John Trump, this is the indictment itself, the introduction, lost the United States presidential election. It's a political statement, right? Held on November 3rd, 2020, one of the states he lost, Georgia. Trump and the other defendants charged in this indictment refused to accept that Trump lost, and they knowingly and willfully joined a conspiracy to unlawfully change the outcome of the election in favor of Trump. That conspiracy contained a common plan and purpose to commit 2 or more acts of racketeering activity in Fulton County, Georgia, elsewhere in the state of Georgia. Racketeering is a kind of a catch-all, the RICO statute. It is obviously too broad. I'm reading this right now. It reminds me.
I just want to remind everybody that if Donald Trump did not declare to run for president again in 2024, none of this would be happening. You can say whatever you want about Donald Trump, but that just shows that this man loves this country, is determined to fix this country, and he's willing to withstand whatever the hell they throw at him. You know it, and I know it. You know for a fact. Like, again, why didn't any of this happen before? You've had years to do this. Why not? Why not? Like I said, you just have to think about something. I talked about this years and years ago with me. Like when I worked retail, I was the overnight manager, the stock crew. I ran the overnight stock crew. And, every morning the stock crew, we clean everything up, and then, we pack everything up, and then we go home, and then the day starts. And we went home, one morning, we came back that same night. So there's, 12, 13 hours in between, whatever. We get in there and the closing manager comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, I need to have a meeting with all of you on aisle, whatever it was, 12. Like, okay. So me and the whole crew walk over there, and he's like, "Do you guys see a problem here?" And I'm like, well, we left that out last night. We were supposed to pick that up, and we didn't. He's like, "Yeah, that's a trip hazard." And I left it here as an example to show you guys that this can't happen anymore. And my whole argument was, and I stood right there and I said, well, if it was such a trip hazard, you would have picked the motherfucker up first thing this morning when you saw it. But you decided to leave it out all day long, endangering the customers all through the store, instead of just picking it up and telling us about it last night. So telling me that it really isn't as dangerous as you're claiming it would be by your actions. Now, that's just my little bitty interpretation from being retail. But the point being is, you can't tell me something is important if you yourself didn't treat it as important when you became aware of it. You can't sit here and tell me that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy and he's done all of these horrible things if you've done nothing with the information until he became the front runner for the Republican Party. Don't sit here and tell me that he's done anything wrong. Don't tell me how dangerous he is, because if it was that serious, you would have done something about this 3 years ago. This is bullshit, and you fucking know it, and everybody with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense knows it.
It reminds me of Jack Smith's second indictment. Overtly political, partisan statement after partisan statement. And so far, not impressed, but we're all reading it as we speak to each other.
41 counts. False statements, solicitation of violation of oath, conspiracy to commit election fraud, false statements, perjury. Sidney Powell is one of the people indicted here in count one. Everyone will know her as one of Donald Trump's attorneys from the recount, from the post-election period.
Solicitation of the Vice President of the United States. Now, this again, the overtly political nature of this, corruptly solicited the Vice President of the United States to violate the United States Constitution and federal law by unlawfully rejecting the Electoral College votes. You're allowed in America. You're allowed to talk to the Vice President of the United States if you're the President of the United States with a view that may or may not ultimately be proven correct by the Supreme Court. People disagree about the Constitution's meaning all the time. We have 5-4 decisions all of the time. People disagree about laws like the Electoral Count Act of 1887 and what it means. They debate this stuff, and you're allowed to debate this stuff. Unlawful breach of election equipment in Georgia and elsewhere. Now, this is perhaps new. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, how is a charge that the president tried to inappropriately influence or corrupt the vice president have anything to do with Georgia law? I mean, this is, if there's any charge there, it's a federal charge. It's not a state charge. This is a fishing expedition. This is just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Donald Trump that maybe wasn't covered by previous indictments, but clearly not again, as I mentioned earlier, this is just a weaponization of the criminal justice system for obvious political purposes, and it's another bad night for America and for our our judicial system tonight.
And the other thing too is this just continues to make me despise DeSantis that much more, because ultimately Ron DeSantis knew all of this was happening. And this is why he decided to run for president. This is why he decided, hey, Trump is a sinking ship. And once all these indictments hit Trump, the American people are not going to be there to support him. And I'm going to be the guy that's going to move into the leadership position. But guess what, Ron DeSantis? None of that happened. You have completely been destroyed by Trump. And the more indictments that Trump has gotten, the more popular he's become. And his momentum is unstoppable. But DeSantis, he heard from Republican leadership and the rhinos, and I'm sure even the Democrats were probably tipping him off. Hey, might want to go ahead and run because Trump's screwed. They're going to indict him in this place and that place. He's going to be facing indictments. He's not going to have an opportunity to run for president. Do you know what happened? Ron DeSantis did what everybody else has done. He underestimated Donald Trump. This man is built differently. He's built different. He just is. There's nobody like him. There's nobody going to ever be like him. He is a once in a lifetime person. He's just built different. Nobody can deal with what he deals with. Nobody. He just is. He's built different. And DeSantis, you picked the wrong battle, brother. You picked the wrong side. And you're a backstabber. You're a coward. You're a traitor. And it's been exposed.
Unlawful breach of election equipment. Now that sounds like, wow, unlawful breach of election equipment. What do they have? Well, this is what it gets down to. Members of the enterprise stole data, including ballot images, voting software, and personal voter information. Then it was distributed to other people. Now, that actually does not say what it says it says. That's not actually breaching. That's not manipulating election equipment. Look, I think the whole thing is a joke. We have days to go through this. What about some of those names? Sidney Powell is not a surprise. The only surprise name, let's see here, would be Mr. Schaffer. And tell us again who that is, please.
David Schaffer is the Republican chairman of the state of Georgia. And as I said, he made lots of public comments, was out there writing op-eds and the like, talking about how Georgia election law functions. He had a program that they were working at the state level to track down, all the things that you look for in election, people who voted who, were no longer living in the state, people who were deceased, people who had changed address. I mean, all the routine things you look at with respect to an election to make sure there wasn't in a close election like that, whether there was enough votes in question that could throw this race into a rerun. And that's what Schaffer was focused on. He made it very, very clear. I find it just very, very disturbing that he would be listed in this, in doing something that every chairman of every committee, every Republican or Democratic committee would do as a routine course to check the validity of an election.
Well, we're going to hear from somebody that I normally I just roll my eyes at hearing from this person, but I do want to hear exactly what he has to say with this whole situation with Trump right now. And I know normally I'm reading a lot more of the super chats, and I will get to all of them, and you guys know I will. I appreciate you guys supporting as always. Thank you so much. And I will get to all super chats. We'll read every super chat. Don't worry about that. But we got Ted Cruz. I want to hear Ted Cruz's thoughts on this. So here we go.
Senator Ted Cruz is with us. Senator, welcome to the program. Well, it looks like all indications will be that this is going to be a fourth indictment of President Donald J. Trump. My sources are telling me that there'll be many others also likely indicted in this, and perhaps even some unindicted co-conspirators. But I'm getting mixed signals from a lot of people. What are you hearing, and what do you think is happening right now?
Well, Sean, it certainly appears that we're going to see an indictment from the grand jury in Georgia that may well be coming out tonight. It could come within the next hour. And I don't know what's going to be in it. There are lots of rumors. There are allegations of RICO charges. We don't know what's in it. But you asked what my reaction is. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at these over and over and over again. If there are indictments tonight, it'll be the fourth indictment of Donald Trump. This is disgraceful. Our country is over 200 years old. We have never once indicted a former president or a candidate and a leading candidate for president. And this is Joe Biden, and this is the Democrats weaponizing the justice system because they're afraid of the voters. This is disgraceful. It is wrong, and it is an abuse of power by angry Democrats who have decided the rule of law doesn't matter to them anymore.
It's so hard to take Ted Cruz seriously because he always does this. Bottom line, I do appreciate that he is, being vocal in his support for Trump, because Trump needs every fucking body that is willing to vocally support him. So I do appreciate that. It's just that Ted Cruz has done this so many times that it's hard to take this man seriously.
Let me ask you, Senator, and so many Americans feel this way, and we're watching Jim Jordan's House Judiciary Committee on this, on a weekly basis, and their key investigation is whether or not our FBI is been politicized and weaponized, whether the DOJ has been politicized and weaponized. I think we need to put emphasis on what you just said. Never in our long history as a country has this ever happened to a former president, nor has it happened to the chief rival of a sitting president running for president. And yet they not only want these indictments, this now would be the fourth time history has been made, but they want the trials in the middle of the caucus, the primary, and the election season. Is that, as President Trump has been arguing, election interference?
Of course it is. And the timing is nakedly political. Every time more bad news comes out about Hunter Biden or Joe Biden, you can set a stopwatch within hours. Some clown goes and indicts Donald Trump again. And then all of the little lemmings in the media go run and say, Trump, 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 Trump. Look, last week, the House Oversight Committee released bank records that showed that Joe Biden's family and associates received over $20 million from foreign sources while Joe Biden was vice president. So just when he's in office, over $20 million. Let me ask you, is there anything on earth, Sean, that Hunter Biden could do for you that would be worth $20 million? Well, if you're a Ukrainian oligarch or a Russian oligarch, I guess so. And if you actually go just after the vice presidency, Hunter and his family got another $8 million from the Chinese communists. You know what just happened last week? Last week, the statute of limitations ran on the $8 million that flooded to the Biden family from the Chinese communists. You know who let it run? David Weiss, the U.S. attorney who is obstructing justice, who is blocking an investigation. And what did Merrick Garland do? He named him a special counsel, which is disgraceful. As you know, I do a podcast every week, Verdict with Ted Cruz. Today's podcast goes through why David Weiss's appointment is illegal. It is directly contrary to DOJ guidelines that say that it has to be someone outside of the Department of Justice. Merrick Garland doesn't care. He's ignoring the law. But more importantly, it's supposed to be someone with integrity to prosecute. And David Weiss has shown that he's willing to block prosecution of Hunter, to allow the statute of limitations to go forward, and to allow apparatchiks on his staff to protect Joe Biden, to say, no questions about the big guy, no questions about Joe Biden. It's why you've seen two senior IRS career whistleblowers come forward. And it's why I believe we're seeing an indictment likely tonight, because the media wants to change the topic.
I have a couple more questions, Senator. I just want to bring people up to speed at home. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office has now handed a grand jury indictment to Judge Robert McBurney. As we saw just moments ago, the judge looked through the multi-page document, handing it off to the clerk's office representative. We do expect that now that the grand jury has handed up this sealed indictment, we will find out what is in it some point tonight. One other point about Mr. Weiss, who's now been, remember, he was the one that gave Hunter Biden the sweetheart deal, Senator, and it was the sweetheart of all sweetheart deals. Yep. And it was a get out of jail free on anything else that he might have done. You mentioned the statute of limitations. We had already known that on previous charges. We also heard from whistleblowers that were accusing both David Weiss and the Attorney General of telling a very different story about the real authority that Mr. Weiss had, whether or not he had authority in other jurisdictions. It turned out that, in fact, he was telling the IRS whistleblowers that he was telling them he did not have that authority. So either the whistleblowers were lying or Merrick Garland and David Weiss are lying. I know who I tend to believe.
Yeah. So listen, Sean, I'm back in Texas. I'm here with incredible patriots at the Kingwood Tea Party. And I'll tell you, I am in a room with hundreds of Texans right now who want to see accountability, who want to see the rule of law, who are ticked off that the president of the United States, there is now growing and overwhelming evidence that Joe Biden has made a business out of selling favors. Hunter Biden was the salesman. And let's be clear, it's not access. It's not the appearance of access. What the allegations from the whistleblowers, what the allegation in the FBI FD 1023 are that Hunter Biden sold official favors from daddy, from Joe Biden. That is bribery. and bribery is explicitly enumerated.
I will look, I'll give Ted Cruz credit. All right. He usually talks a big game. I do like that he took this entire discussion, and this is what I think people should do more often. He took this entire discussion about Trump and he made it about Joe Biden and his crimes. That's a pretty good method, at least, because you got to continue to put it out there. So instead of just talking about Trump, he used this to spin it into talking about how Joe Biden and all of his crimes that are happening. So I can appreciate that. Again, I'm with you, chat. I've seen him just do the all talk, no actions thing more times than I can count. But the bottom line is, I'm appreciative that he is on Trump's side, because Ted Cruz could very easily get up here and say something different. So I'll give him credit for that.
In the Constitution as a basis for impeachment. And instead of this circus and sideshow of indictment after indictment after indictment of Donald Trump, I believe the House of Representatives needs to move forward with an impeachment inquiry for Joe Biden. And if it's proven that he accepted a bribe, he should be impeached. He should be removed from office. He should be indicted. He should be prosecuted, and he should go to prison.
Now, let's get your reaction to this news. NBC reporting that Fulton County grand jury has returned 10 indictments. We are awaiting the names and the details, and we have to believe that one of them would be President Donald Trump. Then if I had to render a guess, one has to wonder if Rudy Giuliani's name would be in there, or Sidney Powell's name would be in there, or John Eastman's name would be in there. Again, I'm only guessing, but if I had to give a educated guess, I would say those are the obvious. Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, the one that is obvious that it's going to be is Donald J. Trump, because it is clear that this prosecutor went in with an objective to indict Donald Trump. It's the same thing as Alvin Bragg, the wild George Soros partisan in New York. It's the same thing as Merrick Garland and Jack Smith. And by the way, Jack Smith has a history of bringing partisan indictments. He indicted Bob McDonnell, the sitting governor of Virginia, when he was a credible candidate for president. He got a conviction, and that conviction went to the U.S. Supreme Court, and it got unanimously thrown out. But the conviction was all about politics. What they want to do is they want a trial to attack Donald Trump. They'd like a trial in September or October of next year, right before the election. The other 10 people, I'm not going to speculate, or the other 9, we'll find out. But frankly, there were 9 people who were unlucky enough to be standing somewhere in or around Donald Trump. Their target is political. This is not the rule of law. This is not enforcing the law fairly. This is because partisan Democrats have convinced themselves, look, if you disagree with Donald Trump, campaign against him. That's called democracy. But Democrats don't believe in democracy because they're worried the voters don't want 4 more years of the disaster that is Joe Biden. And so they want to abuse the justice system to try to take that choice away from the voters. I think that's shameful.
All right, Senator Ted Cruz has graciously agreed to stick around with us as news develops tonight. Senator, we really appreciate it.
What a clown show. My goodness. And I saw Ruthie with the smiling emoji and then the upside down smiling emoji. Thank you, Ruthie. Appreciate you, Ruthie. Hope you're doing well. And again, I know we got a lot of super chats to get to. I have not read many at all. Let's see. Jared the American says 199. Jeremy, some beta came into my chat today and acted like he owned the place. Also, did you see the DM about the dogs? NYCACC must be stopped. I did. I appreciate it, Jared. Let's see. A Fungus Mungus member 1 month. Thank you. Big Papa O'Keefe says daddy is home. John, best chat on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. USA, the 199, Snake Pit, Trump, and Cobra emojis. Yeah, we were talking, like, I'd made a tweet about the last time that we streamed and how insane the Snake Pit was, and it was crazy. And I loved it because someone right here. So we had a crazy stream, the last stream. As a matter of fact, you guys had CobraCast number 3 in the entire United States of America on Super Chats. We beat Fresh and Fit, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, number 3 in the USA. So shout out to you guys. But I had said I'll never stop being amazed at the support we get for CobraCast and G&G. It's hard to process. All I can say is thank you, humbled. And the Bugle Daily says it's insane, impossible to go 2 minutes without becoming a member. I'm like, Snake Pit is generous. Snake Pit is generous. And the Snake Pit is very generous. So we appreciate all of you. A feline named BJJ says, guaranteed they are trying to find any solution short of JFK to stop Trump. 100% they are. And they're going to keep doing it, but it's not going to work. That's what people have to realize. It's not going to work. Jeremy, today I'm down. Oh, what's up, Ruben? Jeremy, today I'm down 178 pounds. I am beating this illness. I'm ready to fight for America. Hail the Snake Pit. I will be 199 MAGA forever. Ruben, down 178 pounds. Holy crap. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. That is great to hear. Jeremy's dangling cable says, we don't live in a serious country anymore. Time to get Donald J. Trump back in office, level the filth and get things back. No more playing nice. It's all got to go. Man, like gas prices are so stupidly high right now. The whole thing is just insane. It really is. Good news, good news all. None of Oprah's or Obama's property was touched, even though right on the border of fire. Also, investment groups are trying to buy. Yeah, I mean, let's see. The whole thing with Hawaii. Donald Trump's released a few statements. We're going to listen to those here momentarily. Don't worry. And I want to hear everything he's got to say. Jay's Greasy Wheeler says, going to bed, but I'll listen tomorrow at work. Hail right back at you. LBS Officer Bear with the $1. Thank you. Batgo says, I dropped a 50 last stream. Can you bless this chat? A little bit later, potentially, Batgo. A little bit later. Jeremy Osteen may show up. You never know. There ain't been no red boys, though. Ain't been no red boys. We'll see. We'll see. MAGA red. Jeremy Osteen lights MAGA red. Kevin Cron. Trump will still be 47, and he will destroy the WEF and throw them into jail. Drew, can you imagine? This dude is going to go scorched earth when he gets back. Scorched earth. She is just mad because her name is Fanny. I'm sure Hailstorm. Hailstorm, are you already working on a beard? I'm sure you are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I figured we were on the same page on that one. So, all right. Thank you, sir. Deborah Young says nothing like throwing her clerk under the bus for the early release of the true indictment. I don't know how the release of the indictment works. Yeah, man, it's a fucking clown show, man. Like, it's an absolute clown show. Sean Strickland says Trump said he needed one more, and here it is. Orange Man raid. Yes, he did. He did say that. Trump said, I need one more, and we got it locked down because he knew it was happening. He knew it. Duke Devil 95 just dropped 10 gifted memberships. Let's go. Blue-eyed Scorpio, 100% it is. They don't even care about how obvious that their authoritarianism. That's the scary part. Well, they don't understand how. I don't know if they don't understand how obvious it is. I wonder if they do, and they don't care. And that's what's the scary part. Do they understand how obvious it is? Because that's how what I've been saying about the Democrats is that they don't operate as people that need to worry about optics or rules. You know what I mean? Like, they don't operate like they need to worry about the people. And that's the scary part, is that they feel like they're above it all. I don't know. It's a slippery slope, but I understand what you're saying for sure. Let's see. Tinhead says she sounds like a cackling hen. Just saying. Paul Stella says these people are the human embodiment of a wet queef. That's probably too complimentary to wet. Or that's probably disrespectful to wet queefs, to be honest with you. Wait. They all had an axe. Yeah. When she was saying axe, was she saying asked? Axe? Or what? Like what? You know, it's just I'm just curious. What was she saying? Ask. Ask. What is it? Asked. Axe. I'm just curious. Axe. I'm just David Phillips, new member. Thank you so much. Troy News. When Trump wins 2024, everyone indicting Trump should be charged with treason and election interference. Biden's no comment on Maui makes me sick. Yeah. So Joe Biden today, let's play that clip really quick if I can find it. I think that, hang on. Hang on. Let's see. We got this. Oh, Twitter video, man. Get your shit together, bro. Come on, Twitter video. All right, here we go. Twitter video is going to have to work better. All right, here we go. I got a video to play for you. Not the Biden one, this one.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Well said. Trump's the man. It's good stuff. But we can actually talk to some. We can listen to someone who's not the man. Not the man at all. And that would be one clown Joe Biden. Let's see right here. Is this the one? This might be the video. Let me see. There was a couple of them out there.
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
What a sick, fucking, disgusting piece of trash. Like, what a horrible human being. This man hates America, hates this country. He despises everything this country stands for. He truly the most corrupt president we have ever seen, which speaks volumes. What a disaster. What a complete and total disaster. Wow. Just unbelievable. Oh yeah. I got this one. Steven Voiceover. Are you guys familiar with Steven Voiceover? Steven Voiceover. You guys should go give Steven Voiceover a follow on Twitter. Steven Voiceover did this one right here.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That's some Steven Voiceover right there. One more time. One more time.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
I am not gay.
It's too good. Shout out to Steven Voiceover for that one. Too damn good. Too damn good. Now, there was another one I wanted to show you guys. What is this? Now, this was like yesterday, I think. This was yesterday. But like again, this is before the fourth indictment, but it doesn't really matter.
It was absolutely incredible. I've never been to the Iowa Fair, but I talked to the people that were there with the other candidates that were there before President Trump, and they said there was nowhere near the amount of people. You couldn't get through the crowds. There were that many people. It was absolutely amazing to see the support there. There was like 12 blocks of cars trying to get into the fair, and every one of these indictments that have occurred have made the president stronger, has made his poll numbers go up, because the American people see this for what it is: election interference, trying to take out the number one contender to take on Joe Biden, and they know that they're using and weaponizing the DOJ to go after President Trump.
That's it, 100%. And that was before the fourth indictment. And this one's the worst. Optically, this is by far the worst. By far the worst. I saw Duke Blue Devil had dropped to $10, and I think it was pretty relevant right here. I'm a lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor who has argued before grand juries. The pre-release of the indictment is shady as hell. Yeah, and I mean that's where I look at it, where like this was messy. This was messy as hell. And this one to me optically is by far the worst one that we have seen up to this point. This was definitely the worst one. Let me see. Trying to see. There's a couple more videos floating around right now that we can take a look at. But yeah, like I said, we're unpacking this in real time. And just what a disaster, man. I think there was another Fox one that was going to show you guys. Right. Give me just a second here, and I appreciate you all being here. Let's see. Boom, boom. I don't know if I want to hear from this clown. Fucking Lindsey Graham. Do we want to hear from Lindsey Graham? I don't want to hear from Lindsey Graham. No, fuck that. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham's trash. I don't want to hear from Lindsey Graham. Fuck him. Let me read some super chats and I'll look for that. They want a mugshot of Trump without realizing that the t-shirt of that will sell in the millions. Yeah, 100%. 100% on that one. Stacy Lee with the 199. Thank you, sir. Ruin of House Roundhead. It's going to be hard to sell independence on a guy that has been indicted 4 times. Trump really needs to get acquitted ASAP or he is screwed. Look, man, at this point in time, like you don't get to claim ignorance at this point in time. If you're too stupid to just wake the fuck up, it ain't Trump's fault. It ain't Trump's fault that people are too stupid at this point. All right. How much more evidence do you need? I mean, if you're a fucking independent and you're in the middle and you're continuing to see gas prices through the roof, the cost of everything going through the roof, Joe Biden doesn't even care about the fucking wildfires. We're heading towards World War III. Immigration, people are just pouring over the fucking border, and your problem is that Donald Trump has got bullshit charges, and that's what's deterring you from voting for Trump. You're a fucking moron at that point. You're a fucking moron. And the responsibility is on the people to educate themselves. And again, that's exactly why they're doing what they're doing. They're wanting people that don't pay attention to this shit to just hear the headline. They just want the headline readers. Oh, Donald Trump was indicted. I can't vote for him. You're the fucking problem with this country. If you're willing to vote against Donald Trump just because of a fucking headline, do the slightest bit of fucking research. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard to do a little bit of fucking research while your country is falling apart before your very eyes. So I reject that notion 100%. Joe says, can someone translate Ebonic? It is axe or axe. Larry, they are breaking law to get Trump. Banana Republic. 100%. 100%. Play that song again. I will play it a little bit later, for sure. Richmond, north of Richmond, is the new blue collar anthem. Yeah, I mean, like, there's an opportunity for independent people to make a difference. Make a difference. Use your voice. You know, this Oliver guy was a literal unknown 2 weeks ago. And now he's taking the country by storm because of one song that has captivated an entire nation. And there's so many opportunities like that, man. Independent media, independent movies, independent voices, independent music. Independence is the way to go. It really is. It really is. Aldine Anthony Tour, Hail 199, Trump 2024. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't keep up with current stuff at all, but it's just like, it's kind of crazy. Someone like Garth Brooks, who was the biggest country music star of all time in terms of sales, it's just become a complete fucking cuck. And I've always been a fan of Garth Brooks music. Always been a big fan of Garth Brooks. That whole Bud Light take for him, man, talk about falling off and falling hard. I mean, what a pathetic fall from grace for him. Unbelievable. Sacred Clown TV says the people are craving this kind of music because the more they hold their boots on our neck, the more the outlaw spirit takes over. Well said. Trump's about to win the homie vote with that mug shot. It's the perfect time to bust out the infamous tan suit with the biggest shit-eating grin ever. And there's Warren Smith's 45-47. 45-47. Bull Bear says, looks like a slow night. Here you go. On what? Oh, super chats? Oh, I mean, the snake pit will step up. I have confidence in that. But we're doing good. We're doing good. We're closing in on 1,000 likes. Certainly ain't going to be top 10 tonight, but we were number 3 last time around. Torben, you can find some really good awakening videos out there where reality finally collides with the comatose fantasies of the left. Thank you, Torben. My F Naughty Dog shirt came in. Want to see it? In the snake pit, in the Discord. Hell yes. Google Sucks says all hell is going to break loose come election time. I hope you are all ready. I don't think people are ready for what's about to happen. I really don't. I really don't think people are prepared for what's about to happen. I mean, look where we're at now. Look how nonsensical we are now. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. This is exactly what Stalin and the man with the funny mustache did. Speaking of which, current Germany is trying to block a party that opposes them. Yeah. Yep. Brocatron, I'm sorry, but if high-level politicians aren't allowed to challenge elections, then that's fucked. Why wouldn't you commit fraud if nobody could challenge you? I know, man. It's so wild. It's so wild. I can't believe challenging an election basically is illegal. That's like an ump calling strike 3 when it hit the dirt is fine. Absolutely asinine. Sad but true. Sad but true. Cruz calls the J6 trespassers terrorist. Yeah, I mean, again, Ted Cruz has done a lot that I don't like. But right now, we need people that are just going to stand with Donald Trump, period, in the discussion. And even if it's just him window dressing and just talking, it's better than the opposite. All right. So I'll take what I can get at this point. Bob R says, these clowns realize they are pushing a civil war upon us. They don't care. They don't care. Trump saying, find me those votes was his CEO brain saying, find me that missing money. If normal people know what, that's what they're trying to link to him is like, find me those, like invent them or commit fraud. That's what they're trying to say. I have to believe that we live in a world where they can't actually take this man down. Brocatran says, don't believe the founders didn't want election challenged. DM says, what's it going to take for another civil war? I can't say. Valkyria Winter, Snake Pit might need feet picks. Skull. We're not starting that one tonight, okay? We're not starting that one. So don't get that one started, please. Brahma Bull says, did you see that the names of the jury were leaked too? It's circulating on Twitter. Really? On the so this one, the grand jury, I'd like to see what's going on with that. Let's see. Yo, Jeremy, just showing some love. CobraCast is my favorite cast. Look at you, Celluloid Dream. Look at you giving me a compliment. What's going on with you? Ace Shinigami says, used you as a reference in my vid, Trump 2024. You can always use me as a reference. I'm 100% okay with that. So I greatly appreciate that. General Duality. Hail, Jeremy. Did you see my drawing of a character I designed for the snake pit? I tagged you in a post on Twitter. I don't think so. If you want to tag me again, it'll move it to the top of my notifications, but I don't think I saw that one. I don't think I did. So if you can post that one again, I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll try to check it out, but I did not see that. Taker says, that Obama thing is the best thing ever. Big Papa O'Keefe says, Daddy is going to bed. Well, have a good night, Big Papa O'Keefe. We appreciate you. So remember when the crazy chicks cried that they are all going to die when Trump won? I think they're happy now. A lot of people are celebrating this, and it just goes to show you how demented and twisted these weirdos are. Bob Art says, back when only landowners had the vote, at least you knew they were invested in the welfare of the country. David says, update on my tabletop game. The manual is about 60% complete. Thanks for the inspiration from you and everyone at Geeks and Gamers. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I hope you nothing but love. And we're always happy to inspire anyone to go out there and do your thing. Taker says, 5'3", 300 pounds. I can't believe Oliver Anthony called out Beardo as a high school freshman like that. The guy in Utah was 70 with a cane. Big threat. Yeah, that whole thing with the FBI going in. Sheepburger says, Troy is a phenomenal movie. Okay, see you later. I actually think Troy is incredibly underappreciated. It's got Brad Pitt and Eric Bana in it, and I think Troy is. And what's the other guy's name from Lord of the Rings? Legolas from Lord of the Rings. I don't remember his fucking name. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean too. Orlando Bloom. Yeah, Orlando Bloom. That's it. Orlando Bloom. Troy is a badass movie, and that fight scene with Brad Pitt and Eric Bana. Holy crap, man. What a fight scene. What a badass movie. The movie's amazing. YouTube blocked me from sending a message, the message criticizing the big guy. Fuck Joe Biden. The more they hold us down, the more we push. 100%. Let's see. Clifton says, too late, foot picks. I don't have Jed here to count. So we can't do it tonight. I mean, right now, feet are ahead, but I don't have Jed here, so we can't count. Come on, Jeremy. It's insane that anyone would challenge election results, because I don't remember hanging Chads in 2000 or 2016 election. It was never we've never heard an election challenged ever in our lifetimes. It's the first time this has ever happened. So they need to take care of Donald Trump. Okay. They need to. Voting is rigged. They did it before. Voting will not solve this. Get ready and get your gear right from someone who fought in Iraq. It's coming. And Keck Lord says Troy was over a 10-year war. It's a great movie, man. Great movie. I don't know how historically accurate it is, but it's a great movie for sure. We are closing in on 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is CobraCast. No, we're not doing Beard of Shame yet. We are still talking about all of this nonsense that's happened today with Donald Trump. There was a couple of the things that I was wanting to get to tonight, but we just have been, hang on just a minute. When was that? Okay, cool. We have just been so kind of overwhelmed with all of this information with Trump's indictment that I've been focusing on that for a while. And we are at 1,000 likes. All right. Any guesses as to where we are on the back end? I will say this is probably the lowest night we've had in a long time, which is fine. But I'm setting the expectations low for you guys. So when you start guessing, you can guess where it's at. There's legalized adulthood. Jeremy Riggs erection. Trans people most affected. You guys are throwing some crazy numbers out there. We ain't nowhere near some of those numbers. Thank you, legalized adulthood. Back goat. Okay, back goat, back goat, back goat, back goat. Jeremy Osteen has to appreciate back goat, even though there's no red MAGA babies in the chat. Back goat. Jeremy Osteen blesses you. So men to the back goat for getting the number correct. Piano Dean, I was thinking, Jeremy, if you were to, let's see. All right. I was thinking, Jeremy, if you were to second guess a decision to book time at a Native American resort, that would be a reservation. What? Okay, Piano Team, thank you. The long way says the square root of 47 equals D-Day Cobra. All right, so here's that sexy back end. Give me a minute here. Sexy back end time. Where we at? I gotta find it. You gotta give me a minute. I'm looking. I have so many. Okay, windows open. Boom! There it is. $326.88 with 17 new members tonight. Still a sexy back end. Either way you look at it, because Geeks and Gamers has had a good day today. Shout out to you guys. You guys were crushing on Geeks and Gamers earlier. So I appreciate it. We got the sexy back end, and we still got time to go. We still got things to talk about. We still have videos to look at. We still have a discussion to have. There's still a lot to go over. There's Jeremy's creamy back end with the tents has got filled up real nicely. Thank you, Jeremy's creamy back end. Jay Drunk 3PO, who's in the chat, loves that picture. Jay loves that picture. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to think about that picture. Maybe if look, at this rate, as much as I eat Culver's, I might end up looking like that pretty damn soon. All right. I might end up looking like that pretty damn soon. Zalisha says that profile is amazing. We can't afford to be slow. For this is the quickening. I swear we got a super chat about the quartering earlier. And yes, shout out to the quartering. He lost his father today. Nothing but prayers. I texted the quartering earlier. I texted him, let him know, hey man, if you need anything, I got your back, bro. Whatever you need. And so talk for a little bit. So yeah, man, I always got the quartering's back. Quartering's always had my back. So I will always have his. 45 plus 47 equals Jeremy whipping ass equals 45 plus 47 plus Jeremy whipping ass equals 199 at Steiner Math. Yes. So I did get it confirmed that Steiner Math does get you copyrighted, but it doesn't block my video. So I'm okay with that. I thought about photoshopping your head on Gorlog, but this was better. I think this is better too. So I'm okay with that. Let me see. Yeah, so RIP to the quartering. His dad, it's really sad, obviously, and I don't know the specifics. I didn't get into the details of it, but it's always sad when you lose a loved one. I don't think this was planned. It didn't sound like this was something that was expected or anything like that. So hopefully that he's surrounded by his loved ones and they're able to get through this tough time. But yeah, man. Okay, hang on. The political nerd says he's been sick for a while. Okay, his dad. All right. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. And Kecklord says, I wish 'cause, I would send more, but I have to defend my ex-wife in court in a civil criminal suit in September with all charges dropped. What the hell? All charges dropped? Holy fuck, man. First of all, again, never apologize. All right. I'm doing good. We're doing good. You don't owe me nothing. Nobody owes me a damn thing. It doesn't matter. We're still going to be here, whether another dime comes in or not, because we've got some things to talk about, and I'm here to have fun talking to you in the chat. Now, as far as what my hang on. First, they leak the indictment before the jury even. Then they forget to redact the jurors' names. Are you kidding me? What? I don't know if I can show this though. So I think I'll enlarge this. Okay. I don't know. Like I don't want to like on YouTube. I don't want to share this, but I'll share the tweet responding to it. Fulton County leaked the indictment before it was voted on, lied about it after they were caught, and then forgot to redact the names of the grand jurors trying to imprison Trump for tweeting. But I'm sure the 2020 election they ran was spotless. Holy fuck. So again, I'm not putting the names in here. All right. I'm not putting the names that tweet below from Zero Hedge, but I'm not putting that. All right. So I had to crop that part out. This is insanity. This is insanity. Oh, we do. Look who just showed up. Look who just showed up. Ginger Jesus, Hollywood Scholar is here.
Yo. I've actually been here for a while, but.
Oh, okay. Ooh, your microphone's hot.
Hot?
It's hot, yeah. So it's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. But anyway, you got your brief pre-weirdos in the chat. So
oh, of course we do.
Yeah. So
should I start counting?
Not yet. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
See you.
All right. But this is my point right here. You can't sit there and tell me, you can't tell the American people nothing happened in the 2020 election. Everything was perfect. We had no problems. There was no hiccups. And then suddenly you fucked this entire situation up completely. Holy crap. This is insanity. This is where we are. And again, if you guys like, I'm not going to show any of those names because that could be bad. And I got to imagine, again, when you're doing evil work, eventually it's going to bite you. That's just reality. Now, these people are doing extra evil work, extremely evil, and they're doing it right in front of our faces. I have to imagine that this will catch up to them, and it will catch up to them very, very soon. I'm looking at a lot of tweets right. Yeah, look at there. I'm just looking at some of the charges now on on Twitter or X, by the way. I am now monetized on X. Let me see. Trump's new name is Trump Puck. Legendary status achieved. What's up, Japanese demon? Legalized adulthood. Watching you play Fortnite is like sex with Rodney Dangerfield's wife. 3 hours of collecting possessions and then a half a second of ecstasy. No Fortnite tonight. It'll be too late. And I got daily in the morning. We got a big day tomorrow. And again, no specifics, but we do have someone that's going to be at G&G HQ for the next few days, creating some content. Going to be on Tuesday night's main event. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am not announcing who it is. You will be surprised on Tuesday night's main event tomorrow. But yes, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Jeremy's favorite wrestler isn't Ric Flair. It's actually Rick with a C, and there's no K. Or Stone Cold. No, it was X-Pac and Mr. Ass. He just loved the suck it era. Ha ha ha. Attitude era was the best. Attitude era was the best. But yeah, Flair, Stone Cold, goated for sure. Goated. And again, I think my criteria is pretty damn good because my criteria for the GOAT is for wrestling is 3 categories: mic skills, in-ring ability, and box office. When you break it down from that perspective, it's only Stone Cold and Ric Flair. They're the only 2 that get like 9s and 10s across the board. That's it. They're the only ones. So there you go. We do have a beard of shame, and Jay Hailstorm is working on that beard of shame right now. I don't know if he's done. Hailstorm, are you done?
It's been done.
Oh, okay. Look at Hailstorm. Well, what have you been doing tonight?
Making pictures of Jay.
All right, that's good. All right, I'm okay with that. All right, good job for that one. Is Commandant Critical Clinker Hogan? What's up, legalized adult? The other thing, legalized adult had got me on that one. All right, so Trump's, yes, so Election Wizard is retweeting like crazy right now. So I'm trying to keep up with Election Wizard's Twitter account, essentially. There it is right there. Look at this timeline. Look at this timeline right here. This is insane. 3:17. Hunter admits laptop. 3:18. Trump indictment news. 6:08. FBI doc alleges bribe. The next day, indictment. 7:26. Hunter plea deal collapses. The next day, indictment. 7:31. Devin Archer testifies. Next day, indictment. New. More damning Biden bank records released. DOJ illegally designates special counsel. 8:14. FBI whistleblower transcript release. 8:14. Trump indicted. This is nonsense, man. Like, look at this. This is insanity. How are we a serious country? We're not a serious country. We are not a serious country. Nobody believes this. I really need to know who is voting for Joe Biden at this point. Who is voting for Joe Biden? Who are you? Who are you? What is wrong with you? How do you think that this country is in better shape under Joe Biden in any way, shape, or form? Tell me exactly what you think is better. Tell me without mentioning the word Donald Trump. Tell me what you think is better about this country than it was back in 2020 and before. Tell me, please. Just give me 2 things. There's literally nothing. There's literally nothing that has gotten better. Good Lord. Yeah, election wizards. Can't show that. Hang on. God damn it. So this is that's a CNN. Trump war. Oh, so that's right. We got some video from Trump. We've got video from Trump. Let me go to True Social right now. True Social. All right, so Trump is on True Social right now, just going off. So we're about to just go to look at his feed right now. Here's Trump's feed over True Social. So the witch hunt continues. 19 people indicted tonight, including the former president of the United States, me, by an out-of-control and very corrupt district attorney who campaigned and raised money on I will get Trump. Of course she did. Let me enlarge this a little bit so you guys can read it better. Right there. Okay. There we go. And what about those indictment documents put out today, long before the grand jury even voted, then quickly withdrawn? Sounds rigged to me. Why didn't they indict 2.5 years ago? Because they wanted to do it right in the middle of my political campaign. Witch hunt. Insanity, bro. Insanity. So there's a statement from the Trump campaign. Trump's got a video. Yeah, right here. Oh, he's talking about this is something Joe Biden can't do. There we go.
I would like to express my sympathy and warmest regards to the people of Hawaii, and specifically all of those who have been so gravely and irreparably hurt by the tragedy of the wildfires in Maui, something the likes of which have seldom been seen anywhere at any time. The death caused by this catastrophic event will be far worse than ever expected now that houses and cars in other areas are being inspected. The sad thing is, it should never have happened. Our government was not prepared, and very importantly, the aftermath is going very poorly, with the governor of the island wanting to do nothing but blame it on global warming and other things that just happened to pop into his head. When asked about it today, as he was getting into a car, perhaps coming home from the beach, where he has been spending a great deal of time, crooked Joe Biden, the most incompetent president in the history of our country, with a laugh and a smile, said he had no comment on the death and the tragedy. To say no comment is oftentimes fine, but to be smiling when you say it, especially against such a tragedy as this, is absolutely horrible and unacceptable. It is a disgraceful thing that Joe Biden refuses to help or comment on the tragedy in Maui, just as he refused to help or comment on the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, for a very, very long time. In any event, hopefully everyone will be able to pull together so that a horrible situation does not get even worse. To the families affected, I give you my love and sympathy. Nothing can ever replace your loved ones, but you will always have the memories and will feel their great love surrounding and embracing you. Together, we will continue to carry their legacy forward, and I love you all very much. Thank you.
That's a president right there. Look at Rackets showing up over. Yeah, that's a real president right there, and that's what this country doesn't have right now. We don't have a real president. What we have is a clown. What we have is Weekend at Bernie's. What we have is a man who has no idea where he's at and what he's doing. And it's bad. Critical Smoker says, great show as always. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Did you watch Spider-Man Lotus? I don't really know what to think of it, but it was way too dramatic for me. Not yet. I have been watching Twisted Metal. I just love this Twisted Metal series. I mean, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I'm in. When I saw the trailers, I was like, what the hell is this? It's really good. Twisted Metal, based off of the PlayStation games, and I love Twisted Metal, especially Twisted Metal 1, 2, and Twisted Metal Black. But Twisted Metal is really good, at least the first 2 episodes. Sweet Tooth is awesome in the show. Anthony Mackie does a great job. I love the post-apocalyptic world that they have created. It's good. It's good. It's nothing like, it's not going to be an all-time show or anything. It's kind of goofy. Some of the comedy doesn't land and it's kind of hokey, but it works. I'm digging it. I can't wait to finish it. So they're only 30-minute episodes. It's on Peacock. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan. What's it on? Yeah, it's on Peacock. And so it's just good. It's just good fun. I hope it sticks the landing and it continues, but I'm very much enjoying Twisted Metal right now. And like I said, like I see a lot of good stuff in entertainment. There's still bad stuff for sure. And again, I said this day on Daily, but I'm like, if you stop focusing on Marvel and Star Wars, there's really some good stuff out there. Marvel and Star Wars, pretty much Disney in general, is a trash fire. Disney is terrible, but there's some good stuff out there beyond that. Whether it's video games, whether it's movies, whether it's some TV shows, there's some good stuff out there. But yeah, man, it's Disney, Marvel, Pixar, even DC, not that great. You know what I mean? And yeah, Samoa Joe plays Sweet Tooth. So it's Samoa Joe, but it's Will Arnett doing the voice, and it works. It works great. So I highly recommend it. So far, anyway, after 2 episodes, not a Clockwork Orange, but a Clockwork Banana Republic. Yeah, I heard that. I love Trump with those eye tan goggles. Oh, good old Trump. It's a sad truth, but millions generally believe Biden is great, and negative news is GOP lies. Death by democracy. Democide is real. Democide is tragic. It is sad, but I have to believe that the truth will be exposed in time. Let's see. Keeley says, D-Day Cobra Hail, Jeremy, what's up? Roll Tide. Are you ready for some college football? I can't wait. I am so hyped for college football season. I'm ready. I'm ready for college football. Alabama, Texas, second game of the year is going to be insane. Peter says gas prices went up 30 cents today, $4.50 now. Yeah. It's I don't even like talking about the gas prices because I get so fucking mad about it. Gas prices are just insane. It's $3.89, I think, for me, but I have premium. I have to get premium, so it's like $4.40, $4.50 in my area. Yeah, but hey, no more mean tweets, right? No more mean tweets. That's all we have to worry about. But yeah, so I think it was $3.89 for regular. So premium is like, I think it was like $4.29, $4.39, some shit like that. I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And Perfecto Gaming says I pay $5.50 out here. Jesus, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, how are we a serious country? I don't know. How are people not losing their minds? And again, I don't know how, like when I had a day job and worked, paycheck to paycheck, like most Americans do, I don't know how I would be surviving right now. Like, I don't know how people are surviving right now. I have no idea how people are surviving with the cost of goods, with the cost of fuel, with the cost of living. I have no idea how people are living right now. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. It doesn't register. I don't understand it, man. Let's see. All right. Holy crap. Okay. You guys, I just got yelled at by Eric K. I missed a bunch of Rumble rants. So Eric K just yelled at me. Right, Eric?
Hey, sorry about that, but I had to.
Hey, you gotta handle the business, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Gotta keep on you.
Eric says, you fucking mother. He didn't say that, but he's just. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. All right, Johnny Wickett says Tim Pool thinks he'll be behind bars just to take him off the ballot. But even so, is it possible for us to write him in? Do you know if the law allows us citizens to do that? The unfortunate reality is if Donald Trump is taken off the ballot, there's no chance he will win. That is just a reality of it. If Donald Trump is taken off the ballot, he will not win because there's not enough people to wake up to reality and handle it. There's just not. So it's not possible. And that's ultimately what their goal is. But if he gets taken off the ballot, yeah, he's not going to win. And that's what they want. Sad but true. Vault 95 Survivor says that deepfake video. No, turn it off, everyone. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. It is pretty bad. JM the Elite Fan, on a lighter note, shout out to the Simpcast ladies for their phenomenal Sailor Moon cosplays at Anime Matsuri the other day. Shout out to the Simpcast ladies. They are awesome. Johnny the Whiz Kid, what I appreciate in Ted and Cruz is his consistent attendance at the border. I know most of the time he's all bark and little bite, but what else can you tell me about him that's hard to take seriously? Well, that's it. Like he makes such a charade of every situation. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Ted Cruz sit there and grill someone, whether it's big tech leaders or, the Democrats. And he just gets up there and makes these passionate speeches. And again, I used to love hearing Ted Cruz get up there and do that. I used to go, fuck yeah, Ted Cruz, let's go, baby, let's go. And he would get you fired up and you're like, about time we're going to do something, Ted, let's go. And nothing ever happens. And then a couple months later, there's another moment. He just stands up there and he just goes off, talks a big game, talks about how great this is going to be. You're like, yeah, okay, let's go. Nothing else happens. After the fourth or fifth time, have you seen that? And now we're probably in the teens, probably. it gets real old. It gets real old to hear Ted Cruz continue to just do that very thing. Even when he went to the border, he had a really passionate speech at the border. That's great. What's happened since? Nothing. And that's what drives me crazy about Ted Cruz. Johnny the Whiz says about impeaching Joe. If it really is pointless, at least we get cackling Harris. All we can do is wait out and survive a whole year and 4 months. If so, guess we have no choice. Tech crisis. What's the best nightmare fuel you have seen recently? I can't show it, but it was a picture. God. It was a picture of Lizzo on stage. And it was bad. It was bad. It was just bad. I don't even want to describe it. All right. But that's it. Some people have seen it. Okay. Some people have seen it. It's bad. It's really bad. Some people have seen this picture. It's a picture of Lizzo on stage, and Lizzo is laying down, and the legs are open, and it's bad. Now, Vault 95 survivor Jeremy, let's see. How about some pre-bed reading material? Read Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld. Have a hunch some of his books got roasted. I'll have to look into that. Reignited Republic. I wasn't going to do this for a while, but shit, Garth Brooks' comment deserved this. I don't know what you mean, Reignited Republic. I don't know what you mean by that. I wasn't going to do this for a while, but shit, Garth Brooks' comment deserved this. Talking about just you weren't going to send the Rumble rant. Okay, I think I know what you meant by that. Yeah, Garth Brooks, man, it's sad. It's sad how far he's fallen. But yes, that was the night. That was the most recent nightmare fuel. And trust me, it was, bro, it was bad. All right. It was very bad. Like, I don't know. This is all I was, when I saw it, this is what I was doing.
This is not okay. It's just not.
It's bad. It's real bad. Or I was I did this. I can't show it. It would probably get my channel in trouble, and I already have a warning on this channel, community guidelines warning. So I gotta be gotta be a little careful with what I show for sure. Maybe I'm just a Politico, but is it odd that Trump stuff is not trending on X? Is it not? Let's go. Let's see. Trending. It's trending. Trump with Rico is trending. Free Trump is trending. Former President Trump is. I'll show you. I'll show you right here. There we go. So, Trump with Rico, free Trump, former President Trump. So yeah, it's trending. It just depends on your trending tab, but it's definitely. I'm getting there with saying X. I still call them tweets, but we'll see. We'll see. It's so outrageous that Biden laughs and smiles at a crisis like what happened to Hawaii. Hope people at Hawaii are paying attention. Same. Bruh, basic gas versus premium. 0.003%, or I can sell you old cooking oil sifted with dirt as a mech. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I mean, I'm still like your truck does run better if it calls for premium. I have I did get rid of my F-150. Fuck Ford, even though I still do have my Mustang GT. But I don't have my F-150 anymore. I have a GMC Sierra Denali now. So I traded in my F-150 and got rid of it. Not specifically because of the Ford stuff, but it feels good to be driving a GMC and not a Ford after Ford went fucking woke. But the GMC is it's a beast, and the same year model as my F-150. And so, but my F-150 had about 150,000 miles on it. This one's got about 60 on it. So it was a good kind of trade-off. But yeah, GMC Sierra Denali. As a matter of fact, you guys probably, again, I think I told you guys about it, but if you look at right here, the chat going crazy. All right, right here. Let me show you. If I can find it, give me a minute. Yeah, in the Krista's back video, that was the first time my truck was seen. So right here. This is on the Geeks and Gamers Life channel. Right here's my truck. There it is. That's it behind me. So there it is. Well, let me go back. Right there. So there's a good shot of it right there. So there's my new truck right there. And I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. So much happier than it rides so much better than my F-150. And my F-150 rode pretty good. But yeah. Get that prior wrap on it. Oh man. I love you guys. Fulton County Sheriff came out and said they will have a mugshot from 45. They don't care about his status. It's standard procedure. Really? Did they say that? Do we have, hang on. Let me see if do we have video of this or, I mean, Drew, trust me. Please give us a fucking mugshot. All right. Go ahead and give us the most badass mugshot ever. Let's see. There's so much going on right now. It's hard to keep up with all this. I'm trying to see. Here's a good clip right here. Let's see. Let's hear this clip right here.
Hello, Stephen. Let's get. You're obviously in touch with a lot of your friends in now the Trump campaign, and hearing from them tonight. What is their reaction to you, and what's your reaction personally?
Well, let me just say that everybody in Trump world, everybody who is a friend, an associate, a colleague of President Trump's and his staff, is just appalled and horrified by not just the persecution relentlessly of President Trump, but by anybody who's ever worked for him, anybody who's ever served with him, everybody who's been associated with him. This is an all-out effort to use our legal system to purge President Trump and his staff out of the political system entirely. You just talked to Paul Manafort. He was a political prisoner. Mike Flynn was a political prisoner. Roger Stone was a political prisoner. One after another, and now they want Donald Trump to be a political prisoner. And as Mark Levin has said, they're adding up indictments that would lead to almost 1,000 years in jail. I mean, North Korea wouldn't even dream of something like this. And my question tonight is, at what point are elected Republicans going to realize the gravity and the severity of this threat? The radical left just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, and all they find is soft jelly. If elected Republicans do not realize the magnitude of what is happening, then the liberty that we have known in this country for almost 3 centuries will be gone, Sean. I truly believe that.
You know, our friend Trump.
Yep. He's right. He is right. And it is the Republicans. The Republicans are a bunch of fucking cowards. They have been for a long time. They've been pushovers. They talk a big game. They don't actually do anything. They just sit there and run their mouths constantly over and over and over again. And it's just to a point where now they've allowed the left to just have so much power. And the time to play nice is over with. Stop playing nice with these freaks. Real quick, I know that we had the what's her name? The reptilian chick or whatever. There's a video of her now. She's released a video and she apologized for everything. I know a lot of people are thinking that's not her or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's her. I don't question that. I think that that's her. I think that this chick got overwhelmed by the internet, and I have no doubts that it's her. I know a lot of people are going to question it. Tiffany Gomez, I think, is her name, and but she's got her weird. What's weird is that she's following Barstool Sports, Tim Pool, Lex Fridman, Jordan B. Peterson, and the Hodge twins and Joe Rogan. That's pretty interesting who she's following. That's pretty interesting. So if you go over to her Twitter account, this is her Twitter account right here. All right. Look who she's following. That's Matt Taibbi, Tim Cast, Jordan B. Peterson, Hodge twins, Joe Rogan, and Barstool and TMZ. That's some interesting follows right there. But that's her with her apology.
Tiffany Gomez, probably better known as the Crazy Plane Lady, which is completely warranted. As you know, I have been unwilling to speak on the viral video, but I do finally feel that it's time. First and foremost, I want to take full accountability for my actions. They were completely unacceptable. Distressed or not, I should have been in control of my emotions, and that was not the case. My use of profanity was completely unnecessary, and I want to apologize to everyone on that plane, especially those that had children aboard. Can't imagine going through that and trying to explain to your kid what in the world just happened. We all have our bad moments, some far worse than others, and mine happened to be caught on camera for the whole world to see multiple times. Sorry, trying not to sound like Minnie Mouse. Well, it has been really comical for everyone, and I have highly enjoyed so many of the memes. On the flip side, it is very invasive and unkind, and I don't know what I would do without the love and support of my friends and family. They are loyal to a fault, and I don't know what I did to deserve them. Sorry, y'all. I hope that I can use this experience and do a little bit of good in the world, and that is what I intend to do. I hope that you guys can accept my apology and I can begin to move on with my life.
And there you go. So, I know people are like, "Oh, it's like a hostage video," or like, it's just this chick she's never been on, she's never done videos like this before. So, yes, I do believe it's her. I also want to know more about what she saw, though, because that AirPod story is kind of bullshit from what I understand. And I question the AirPod story. Like, what did she see? And people have said, well, the plane, she kept saying the plane, there was going to be something happened with it and it landed safely. Okay. Is she the reason it landed safely because she called out whatever was going on? It's just a question. I'm not saying that it is for sure, but don't dismiss her. Don't dismiss her as being crazy. What did she see? What did she see? Or was she just drunk? Okay, if she was just drunk, then why did the AirPod story come out? Why didn't you just say she was drunk? Why did the AirPod story come up if she wasn't drunk? If she wasn't drunk or she wasn't on drugs, why did the AirPod story come out? I don't believe the AirPod story. So, I don't know. We will see. We shall see. But that's what I'm curious about. And I saw some guy say excuses, coping hard. What am I coping hard over? I've never fucking talked about this woman Everybody else on the internet has talked about her. I haven't given a shit about this woman. Everybody else has been talking about her and memeing on her, making videos about her. I haven't said shit. This is the first time I think I've talked about her, right? Isn't this the first time I've talked about her? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first time I've talked about her? I don't believe I've talked about her before. Or is she coping? Well, I don't think she's coping. Why would she be coping? I don't think I've talked about her though. Of course she's hot. Oh, he's saying I'm coping because I'm just because you think it's the same chick. I'm not invested in the fucking story, bro. There ain't nothing for me to cope over. I haven't been following this story. I've seen the memes. I'm not invested in the story. The chick on the plane was hot. So was that chick we just saw was hot. But I also understand, like, if you see me in different environments, you're gonna see a different. I'm gonna look different in certain perspectives. I just am. People that have met me in person, they go, "You look so much different. You're taller. I thought you were shorter. I thought you were this." Like, that's just how it is. But regardless, both chicks are hot. All right. If there's two of them, they're both hot. Chick on the plane would be hotter in that scenario. J-Rock. Oh, God damn it, J-Rock. I love you, J-Rock. I'm trying to find where we left off. If Trump is thrown off the ballot, would his VP nominee become the presidential nominee? No, not to my knowledge. I think that. I mean, again, these are I can't really answer the specifics of that question. We're obviously in unprecedented times. I wouldn't imagine his VP would be thrown into his position in any way, shape, or form. But I can't answer that for sure. Let's see. Similar case in 2017 in Indonesia, gubernatorial election. The Christian governor, Ahok, got indicted for BS blasphemy law. He ended up lost the re-election and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Interesting. Brian Babin with the 199. Snow Rom, the William Shatner episode of Twilight Zone. I like your get out of jail free card, by the way, too, from Monopoly. That's pretty damn funny. But yeah, so if Trump is not on the ballot, he will not win. I'm very comfortable in saying that. Obviously, that's not a scenario I like, but the reality of it is if he's not on the ballot, he's not going to win. Sadly enough, he's just not. Reignited Republic says you were talking about Garth Brooks at the inauguration. So I wasn't talking about Garth at the inauguration. I was talking about his comments on Bud Light. But yes, the fact that he went to Obama's inauguration, but he wouldn't come to Trump's, said a lot about him. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Let me see here. Okay. I have mentioned her before, Eric K. Let me get Eric in here. I have mentioned her before.
Yes, when the story came up, you didn't go fully into it, but you did mention her before. So the chat's always right. Just put it that way.
Yeah, that's why I was asking them. So I knew they would remember. I know I haven't done a deep dive on this story at all. Maybe in passing or whatever. I sent you a message on Twitter. My account got suspended. Okay, hang on. General duality. I sent you a message on Twitter of the picture. My account got suspended. Your account got suspended? Hang on. If it got suspended, how did you send this? Let's see. Let me see. I don't know where you would have sent it. I'm looking. All right, hang on. I'm looking. I don't see any in my messages, but if you want to send it again, it'll kind of go to the top. But I don't understand if your account got suspended, I wouldn't see it. So I'm trying to understand what you meant by that. Or it's locked. I don't know unless it didn't go through. Sorry, DJ Cobra. No problem. Gender duality. No problem at all, man. I'm always trying to, be as accessible as I possibly can. But let's see. I agree with ALX right here. I don't think it'll happen, but I agree with ALX. Donald Trump's first post on X needs to be his mugshot. Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be fantastic if Trump did that. That would be amazing. Holy shit. Hang on. So we got some more tweets I want to show you guys, and then we're going to be doing some beard of shame. All right, here we go. Like Jack Smith, Fannie Willis waited 30 months to bring her bogus charges, but now she wants to rush to try Trump. Election interference. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I've been saying from day one. This is election interference because they had all of this time and they've done nothing. They've done nothing. And now suddenly you are in a rush to indict and put Trump on trial. Suddenly now it's obvious. I have to believe that justice will prevail. I have to believe these evil people will not get away with this. I have to believe that there is a plan. I have to believe that Trump was put in this position for a reason. I have to believe in my faith in all of this to work out. I just do, because it ain't looking good, but I have my faith. And that's where I'm at with it. I have my faith that this is all going to work out. You honestly believe voting will solve this? You truly believe they will let Trump win? If so, why this time? I can't help but laugh at that. I guess my question with you is, this entire country has been built off of using our voices. So if you are at a point where you don't believe in the voting process, then they've beaten you. They've defeated you. So you're a defeated person, and you're exactly the type of person that they have been targeting. You're clearly too weak to want to stand through tough times. I don't want to live in the world where we have to fight these battles either. But what else can we fucking do? You just going to sit at home and not do shit? That's what they want from you. So if that's what you're doing, then you have been defeated already. And you are not strong enough to stand up against what they're doing. And you are the type of person that they're looking for. All while your profile picture has a MAGA hat on. I don't understand why your MAGA hat's there. So I don't know what you fucking hope is going to happen by just sitting around and sending me super chats. But I can promise you that sending me super chats ain't going to solve shit. It'll help me, but it ain't going to help any fucking thing that needs to be addressed moving forward. So what I would advise you to do is stop sending me super chats and maybe look at what's actually going on and think about voting for Donald Trump, because that's the only thing that's going to save us. That's it. Thank you for the $4.99. Bruce says, even if voting has us disappointed, we have to vote out the worst of them if possible. Hold the line. Yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect system, but do you know how we got Donald Trump in office in 2016? By voting him in. And we voted him in to a point where it caught them so off guard that it blew their fucking minds, and that they couldn't handle it and they couldn't process it. So look what they did in 2020. So now, instead of people talking about the red wave, actually make it a red wave. Make it insurmountable to where they can't stop it. That's what happened in 2016 because they didn't expect it. They didn't expect it. Let's see. Google sucks said again, and they didn't let it happen next time. So just fucking give up? That your answer is just to give up? Holy fuck. I'm glad the fucking fate of I'm glad the future of the fucking country and the fucking like back in the day. I'm glad that the people weren't relying on your back, because you're like, well, fuck, it's a little hard. I got to give up now because, man, they beat us the second time. So, well, gee, Wally Willikers, I'm just going to have to stop trying now. Holy fuck, man. Adversity is part of it. Overcoming obstacles. Getting punched and then getting punched back and then having to respond. That's literally being a man. So you can't just give up because you got punched back. You know what happens in a fight? You get punched. If you're going to punch somebody and then the moment they hit you back, you're going to be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Then you weren't built for it in the first place. Getting punched is part of life. Getting hit in the fucking mouth is what defines you. You can hit somebody. You can hit them all day long. That don't make you a badass. It's how do you respond when you get popped back? How do you respond when you get popped back? Punching on somebody is, hey, that don't make you a badass. It's when you get fucking hit square in your fucking face and you have to realize shit just got real. What are you going to do? If you're going to go cry in the corner, you're not built for this. So, yes, they will cheat. They have cheated. They'll continue to tweet. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. I just heard. All right, let's see. All right. Tomorrow. All right. That is Robert Barnes. I was just texting with Robert Barnes. I was trying to get him on tonight, but it was such a late thing. So he told me to hit him up tomorrow. So I was wanting to get Robert Barnes on here tonight, but it's really, really late, obviously. So me and Robert are going to talk tomorrow. We'll work out getting him on here so we can talk to Robert Barnes and I can ask him some specific questions about all of this so I can understand it from his great mind and he can break this down. So we will get Robert Barnes here on CobraCast to talk about all of this. But just to be clear, back to Google sucks, the account that said it, and Google does suck. But I'm only coming back at you. I appreciate you. I know you've supported. But when you just say like, oh, if you're just voting, then I'm just laughing at you. I take that as a direct, like, disrespectful thing. So I will disrespect back because I feel you disrespected me by saying you're laughing because I'm voting. Well, you don't have to agree, but to say that you're laughing because I'm doing one of the only things that we have the availability to do to try to fix things. Again, I never voted in my life until 2016. That's the first time I voted. Was for Donald J. Trump in 2016. I'd never voted. I was interested in politics. I followed politics, but I never actually voted until 2016. That's the first time I ever voted. I'm not this, vote. But like when I felt passionate enough about something that mattered, something that was going to have an impact, I went out there and I utilized my voice. And now here we are again, Read his other comments. Well, he's probably not going to send me a super chat because I told him to stop sending me super chats. How the fuck do you think I don't think that they're going to do it again? I never said that. I never fucking said that they won't try it again. That's why I keep saying that we need to do nothing but support Trump. That's the whole point. I understand what's at stake here. That's why I keep saying fall in line and support Trump. We need it now more than ever. When have I said that they won't do it again? Jesus. You watch me all the time. You watch me all the fucking time. I say this every night. Hey guys, fall in line, support Trump. All it's going to take is everybody to support him. If everybody would get out of his fucking way, he's clearly the front runner. He needs your support more than ever. If you think that they're going to not do this, if you think they're going to let this happen, you got another thing coming. We need to support Trump like never before. Why have I been saying these words? Because we know what they're capable of. What did I just say during this fucking stream? I just fucking said that they are going to do literally everything in their fucking power. So anyway, there it is. I see you, Warren. I don't know. Been watching you for years. Today, I just found it out. You found out you support Trump. So yes, I've been talking about this for a while. So anyway, let me get back on point. Regardless, we don't clearly see eye to eye on this topic, and that's fine. That's life. But you know, at least give me credit for the things I've said. Dr. Nick Tindo says, if you don't vote, every state be dim and be hell. Jeremy, did you see Hillary Clinton's interview today on Donald Trump being indicted? No, I do my best to not look at Hillary Clinton in any way, shape, or form. She's pretty terrible. She's pretty terrible. Did she really do an interview today? Are you sure, Ruthie? Really? Hillary did an interview today? I'd have to see that. We got a Hillary voter here. Jeremiah Osteen. Hallelujah. Also, Troy is an amazing movie. The soundtrack is up there for being one of film. Thank you for these streams. I love them. And I love you right back. I appreciate it. MSNBC? Really? Wow. Mr. Enigma says Trump has faith in God, which is the reason he hasn't been broken through all this persecution. Trust God, for he shall repay evil with evil. Have faith in God, not in man. Satan knows time is almost up. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is Beard of Shame time. That's what it is. All right. So let me... No Fortnite tonight, for those that are asking. No Fortnite tonight. But it is time for Beard of Shame, ladies and gentlemen. You made to watch it? Hillary Clinton did an interview. There's no freaking way. I hate this woman's guts so bad. Let me see. Hillary Clinton... God. Fuck it. We'll watch it. God. So this is 2 hours ago on MSNBC. The title is This Country is Too Precious. Clinton calls on GOP to quit Trump cult. Help U.S. heal. Holy shit. This fucking bitch. Hold on. This is only going to help Trump. Here we go.
When we were watching Gwen Keys Fleming and Lawrence speaking just a moment ago about the mandatory minimum prison sentence in Georgia for a RICO conviction, Ms. Keys Fleming noted, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. And I saw you chuckle. Clearly, we are getting ahead of ourselves, and we are thinking about potential.
She's got a shit ton of makeup on. Holy crap.
Sanctions as a result of any of these trials, let alone, there's these things getting to trial. There's the question of conviction. There's the question of sentencing. But then there is, at the end of that road, the prospect of the prohibitive favorite for the Republican presidential nomination being in prison.
Yeah.
Do we as a country have an interest in him not going to prison so that we can still call ourselves a country where leading politicians don't get locked up?
Look, I think that's going to be a much debated issue throughout the country over the next months, because holding him accountable can happen in a number of ways. Prison obviously is one of them, but there are other approaches that can be taken. I think one of the important comments that came out of this long day down in Georgia was by the former lieutenant governor when he said, this is a pivot point. The Republican Party needs to move.
God, it's so hard to watch her. It's so hard. It's so hard to watch this fucking crazy, fucking horrible, evil person. It's so hard to watch her. I just find joy in knowing that Donald Trump destroyed her dream of becoming president. Because if it wasn't for Trump, this evil person would have become president. I don't know if I can watch all
move
this.
away, quit being part of a cult, in effect, is what he meant, where you follow someone who lies to you, undermines legitimate processes of government. Move away from him politically, and trying to get back to politics in the sense that we used to think we had it, despite.
I want to fucking talk to this dumb bitch. I would love to say, if Donald Trump is so evil, why did you take money from him to come to his wedding? Why did you have a relationship with him? Now, Trump's already answered why. I was a businessman. My job was to get along with everybody. So Hillary, if he's so evil, if he's so horrible, why did you take money from him, and why did you show up to his wedding? And why did you tap dance when he told you to dance? I would love to ask that question. I would love to ask that question.
All the human frailties that accompanied it, where you had parties that would sanction and hold accountable their own members. I was on the impeachment inquiry staff. You cannot make up my life, And so back in 1974, when the impeachment by the House Judiciary Committee was voted on, 4 Republicans voted to impeach President Nixon. Then 3 members of the Senate, leading Republican senators, I think it was Barry Goldwater and Howard Baker and I think Hugh Scott, went to see President Nixon and said, this was a bipartisan vote, you need to resign. Well, that's almost impossible to imagine today because of what's happened to the Republican Party, what they've allowed to happen to themselves. So I hope that we won't have accountability just for Donald Trump, and if there are others named in these indictments along with him for their behavior, but we'll also have accountability for a political party.
I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. I'm tapping out. I can't do it. I can't finish it. I can't do it. I can't. Like she's literally saying nothing. She's literally saying nothing. She's saying nothing. She's literally saying nothing. My goodness. Apollo Morgan with the beard of shame. I know. We're going to get back to that. Oh, my God. Hillary Clinton's election message using Pokemon Go will forever be cringe. I've never forgotten her using that. Rachel Maddow needed this. There wouldn't be a show without her slagging about Trump. Remember, she ran her show for 4 years about Trump, 100%. David Phillips, thank you, David, for the 20. If 28 years in the military taught me anything, the USA is the last best hope for this world. The jackals are circling. This is the time to nut up and stop bisting. So you are with us or against us? I think you meant bitching. And you are with us or against us, Trump 2024. Well, thank you. And thank you for your 28 years of service, sir. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. And I agree with you 100%. The Tactician Musician, random anime recommendation monster, is an incredible anime about a 90s Germany doctor who chose to save a child over a mayor. However, the kid grows up to be a serial killer who the doctor tries to hunt down. That actually sounds really good. Thank you, The Tactician Musician. I appreciate that. Forget it, Jeremy. They won't let us win. Prepare your pronoun, drop your Second Amendment, and eat the bugs. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't believe this bitch still talking prison with what she said. Yeah. What difference does it make, right? What difference does it make? That's what she said. Okay, so beard of shame time, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of the night. It is a beard of shame. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. CobraCast 199 is proud to present to you tonight's beard of shame.
Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
My name is Fanny. Yes, my name is actually Fanny. Please don't laugh. My parents hated me, so they named me Fanny. I was picked on in school, as you can imagine. Oh, the names they would call me. Anyways, another Biden story came out, so here's another indictment, aka more election interference. Also, I won beard of shame. Maybe my parents will love me now.
Good one, Hailstorm. Good one indeed. You gotta love the memes. You gotta love the beard of shame. Good stuff indeed. Wolf says Jeremy was about to go Jeffrey Tubin over Hillary. Oh, God. Warren Smith with the second $45.47 super chat. In case the first time wasn't a big enough hint, this means this Aussie knows USA, Australia needs Trump 2024. Look at Warren Smith. Look at Warren Smith. Appreciate you, man. Warren Smith. So is today the year anniversary, Warren Smith, of your cancer treatment? Is that today's the year? Is that what you said earlier in the Mario Kart stream? If so, that's amazing. And I agree with you. Not only does the USA need Trump, the world needs Donald Trump. The world needs him. And that is just a fact. There's a reason he's the most popular person, not only in this country, but in the entire world. Warren Smith says yes. So 1 year. You had kicked cancer's ass, brother. We're happy you're here. We appreciate you, man. And I hope you continue to enjoy what we do here, Warren, because you are awesome. So thank you, buddy. And thank you to everybody. We had an awesome night tonight. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the back and forth, whether we agree, whether we disagree. We're here to have a conversation, and you're welcome here, regardless as to what you think of me or my opinions. All I would ask is that you're at least willing to have some type of conversation. If you're a crazy psychopathic leftist, I tend to not want you here, especially if you have pronouns in your bio or some dumb shit like that, because you're clearly retarded. But outside of that, you're welcome to be here. I think we have a lot of like-minded people here, and that's all we're looking for here in the Snake Pit and CobraCast 199. So you guys have a good night. I got Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. Then we got a big day. And I'll follow up with Robert Barnes and try to get him on. I'll try to probably have him on the next CobraCast. So I'll see if he's available Wednesday night. I don't know. I got to look at his schedule and talk to him and see. But that'd be pretty cool if we could have Robert Barnes on, because I'd love to talk to Robert about this indictment. I'd love to ask him some questions and try to understand his perspective, so he can educate all of us on what's going on. And I can ask him questions that I think you guys would want to hear and questions that I want to hear, and get some answers to that. So with that said, of course, I'm going to leave you with Sabaton. I'm not going to leave you hanging, chat. I'm never going to do that to you. Of course I will. Reignite a Republic for 5 over Rumble. I say shit that Jeremy takes offense to. I respect him, and I respect the show. It's all about Trump. No, I don't take offense to anything you say, Reignite a Republic. I appreciate you, man. So the only time I've said anything was when you were like saying, "Oh, I support you financially," and I was like, I appreciate the support, but I'm not obligated to just like do anything because you send a super chat. So outside of that, man, I've never taken offense to anything you've said. So I appreciate you, buddy. But with that said, we will leave you with some. Oh, what was this? What is this? Oh, Hillary Trump reaction. Yeah, I don't want to watch that. So we're gonna leave you with some Sabaton, and I hope you guys have a great night. Cam Man's in the chat talking shit, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone. And there we go. You guys have a good night. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow for Geeks and Gamers Daily. And then we'll have a special guest here at Geeks and Gamers HQ for a few days. And we're going to have some good content for all of you. So thank you all. Have a great night. CobraCast 199 is out. And I will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.